Hi there, fight fans. My name is Kian Lang, and I'm very happy to say that I'm today joined by one of the UK's very best featherweights, Mr. James Hendin, ahead of his fight this weekend at OKTAGON 76. James, thank you very much for joining me, man. How are we doing today?
Well, thank you for having me, mate. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Just going through the water loading stage. But yeah, I'm sure you know what that's like. But yeah, I'm all good.
It's a difficult time, I'm sure. And I mean, of course, I imagine you've just got done with a grueling camp. I mean, how has that process been for you this time around?
To be honest with you, like this cut is actually not so bad at all. Like it's actually going a bit of a breeze. Like obviously they always like everyone, regardless if you've got 5 kilos, 2 kilos, whatever it is, they always suck. But this one is actually so far, it's been great. So camp was amazing. Camp's always amazing. Lots of sparring with lots of high level guys. So yeah, ready to rumble.
And was it TFT as normal this time around?
Yeah. So I was doing tr pretty much all my training at TFT. I was also going down to MFA. I was sparring a lot of the boys down there, like the George Hardwicks, Harry Hardwicks, there's another guy down there, Squeaky. He's called Luke Westwood. He's another animal. So I've been getting plenty of rounds with my high level guys, week in, week out.
I really wanted to ask you about TFT, man, because looking from the outside in, it seems like one of the most, I mean, obviously one of the best, but it seems like one of the most underrated gyms in the world and definitely the country. I mean, Andrew Fisher is, in my opinion, arguably the most underrated coach in the world at the moment. I
Yeah.
think people never bring up his name, and it kind of baffles me as why he's a pioneer and he's done so much for MMA in this country. Can you talk a little bit about the success of that gym and about Andrew in particular?
Yeah, well, I feel like firstly the gym obviously has a lot of success purely because of Fisher. Like he's probably one of the most hardworking people I've ever met, and also probably the most MMA obsessed man that I've ever met. So like, when you put two and two together, it's hard not to kind of like have success coming out of your gym, you know. I mean, he trains every single day. I mean, he just fought on the weekend. Do you know what I mean? He's 40 years old, you know, just fought on the weekend. Like he's a trooper, mate, and he's a real pioneer of the sport. And he does so much for everyone in the gym. You know, he's the most selfless man, like in that gym for 100%. Like he's just a great guy, and he's got a great mind for MMA as well.
I mean, he's probably the most jacked 40-year-old I've ever seen in my life as well. That dude
Yeah,
is in insane shape considering the
he's in
age,
good
man.
shape. He's in good shape for 40. He's in good shape.
And it seems like you're very like-minded in the sense where you mentioned he's MMA obsessed. I know you're a guy that before your fights, once it gets announced, you're straight to work looking at
Yeah.
tape, studying as much as you can. Is that something that you've picked up from Andrew, or is that just something you've always kind of had within you to do that work beforehand?
No, to be honest with you, this is just like something that like I've kind of just developed as I've gone through my career, really. Like, obviously everyone makes mistakes. Everyone, every day's a learning day, really. And I get, like I say, I guess just studying the tape as much as what I like to now is just purely become from not doing enough of it, you know, amateurs early on as a professional, and I just think it's silly not to be honest with you.
It does baffle me when I hear people that kind of just get a fight announced and go straight into it. So it's great to hear that you're doing that work, man. And of course, looking ahead to this weekend, I under Pape, who's hopefully I've got that name right. It's a bit of a weird one,
Yeah,
bit of
he's
a
got
mad
a,
spelling, but
yeah.
I mean, how do you look ahead to this fight stylistically and your excitement to get back in the cage?
Well, firstly, I can't wait to get back into the cage. And secondly, like going back over to Frankfurt to right some wrongs and yeah, and like my opponent, like he's a very good opponent. Like he's well rounded, he's aggressive, he looks like he's crisp, he brings a fight. But I just think that I am better in every area. Like I can't see an area where he's better than me in. Not taking anything away from him because obviously he's a very dangerous guy. He's also dangerous in every area as well. But I just think that I am better.
And I mean, coming off this year layoff, I mean, what was the reason for the layoff for a start? And I imagine that's just kind of giving you a new hunger and motivation going into this one to really make a statement?
Yeah, well, I like a lot of people don't really know, but after my last fight, I spent a lot of time in hospital. So like I took quite a bad injury in the first round of my last fight. Um, and then due like from the injury, I just had like side effects from the injury itself, and then it was like I spent, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, in and out of hospital. It kept getting admitted, staying in hospital for like 2 weeks, on all sorts of medications, all sorts of things. Couldn't walk, infections. Like it was just not a very good time. So then I just needed to like give my body that, the right amount of rest, because over the years I've been absolutely just redlining it. So I needed to give my body that time to rest and just listen to the people around me and, most importantly, listen to my body.
And do you feel like going into this one that's made a big impact on how you've been feeling, during this camp? Like you said, the cut's better than ever. Do you think that rest really has paid dividends now?
110%. 110%. And like you're all gonna see it on Saturday night. Like I'm absolutely like all my fights are always come to bring it. Like I'm always charged up, like always, always, always ready. Train my ass off every single day. Every single day I train my ass off. And but this time it's just been that tiny bit uh more sensible. Like I said, with the rest, the period in between when I was injured and then taking the time off to recover and do the rehabilitation correctly, do everything right instead of just going straight back redlining it again.
I mean, there's no doubt that I'm expecting exactly what you say, where you bring it every single time, and if people at home haven't seen that, they're gonna see it Saturday night, man. And I really wanted to ask as well, you've taken before the last one two professional losses. Both times you bounce back with a dominant win. I mean, what is it within you where you have this resilience where, you bounce back from losses probably better than anyone I've seen so far?
I don't really know, if I'm being quite honest with you. Like I never give up. Like like you just, it's quite cliche, but you just never give up, Like, yeah, I've had a few career losses, but my career losses have been to, I feel like I've been to like the highest level of guys. Like, if you look out through like all of my fights going through my Cage Warriors career and so on, it's like I've only ever fought like the best level guys. And granted, like the likes of Paul and Jordan and Makachev, who I just lost to, like they're all world world class guys, And granted, my last fight, I took like an injury very very early on in the first round. Not taking anything away from him because he's still an amazing fighter, but again, I feel like the caliber of fighters that I've fought in comparison to a lot of other people is night and day.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And I mean, I wanted to ask as well about a lot of people that I speak to that are fighting in Octagon or have fought in Octagon. They kind of speak to the difference in the promotion, be it the actual promoting of the fighters or the events themselves, especially. I mean, the noise at the events, the crowds
Yeah,
at these events are just kind of different to anywhere else. Can you
yeah,
talk a
yeah.
little bit about your experience so far in Octagon?
Well, to be honest with you, it's been absolutely electric. Like going from fighting in like, a couple thousand sort of like seater arenas to a 60,000 seater stadium in my last one. Like you just can't like comprehend it. It was like what I was trying to explain to people was when we were driving into the arena the day of the fight, it was almost like going to like a rivalry football game. Do you know what I mean? Like it was that many people there, there was police everywhere. It was just crackers, like, and I want that feeling every single time, like I want that. Like I love that MMA's getting that sort of hype and that sort of recognition because it deserves it. It deserves to be like treat almost like a coliseum, with that many people around there, not just some sort of like low key little thing, a couple hundred people, couple thousand. Like I think it's, the bigger the better, really. And but like in terms of like the actual the promotion and the production, like they do an absolutely fantastic job, especially like with like looking after fighters and stuff. Just like little things that like I've gone over there and experienced, and everyone's in terms of all the work staff, and everyone's been super friendly, super nice, and I couldn't really ask for better promotion to be signed for at the moment, really. So yeah.
That's incredible to hear, man. And I mean, for yourself, like I mentioned, you've got such a passion for this sport. When did that really start for you, and when did you find your passion for mixed martial arts?
Like I've always had a passion for martial arts. I mean, but for mixed martial arts especially, probably came around like I don't know, 11 or 12 years old. I got like a couple DVDs, UFC DVDs bought for me at one Christmas, and I was just like mesmerized afterwards, and I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. So yeah,
Was there like particular fighters or styles of fighters that when you first
yeah,
got
yeah,
into the
yeah.
sport?
It was like Shogun Rua, Rampage Jackson, Lyoto Machidas and people like that really. Where like the first one I got was it was Lyoto Machida and Shogun. That was the DVD, and I just kind of loved both of them to be honest with you. Growing up, like both of them were like my favorite fighters growing up.
Man, I mean, that's like the golden age of MMA. I feel
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
lot of people kind of started in a similar way. And I've just got one final question for you, man. And again, thank you very much for your time today.
Oh, you're very
Have you
welcome.
got a final prediction for how you think this one goes on Saturday night?
Yeah, my prediction will be finish like via any way I want really. I can see myself knocking him out. I can see myself TKOing him. I can see myself submitting him. Like I said, I just feel like I'm a level above, and I'm gonna show it on Saturday night.
Oh, James, thank you very much for your time. Like I said, it's a pleasure to speak to you. You're representing the UK in the best way possible on the European stage. So keep that up, bro, and
Thank you,
best
man.
of luck Saturday night, man.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate your time. Thank you.